Hey guys, in this video we're going to be discussing the medical problems and medical conditions that can arise from feeding your dogs people food throughout this time of year at the holidays, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. I know people tend to feed their animals, so we're going to be going over the problems that arise from those issues.
So basically what happens is a lot of people or people coming over, for holidays and whatnot, don't realize that there's some issues that can arise, slipping their dog's food under the table, or, oh, let me give your dog this or that, or they don't even tell you it happens.
Absolutely.
So what can happen is any dog can get pancreatitis, no matter the size, the breed, anything can get pancreatitis, and that's inflammation and infection of the pancreas. And it, depending on your age of the dog, it can be anything from a minor problem to a fatal problem. It is definitely something that needs to seek veterinary intervention, fluids, injectable antibiotics and some other medications like painkillers and stuff like that, because it does hurt. It is a painful issue. Another problem that can come from feeding table scraps is what we call them. It doesn't even have to be scraps. It can be good food. It could be steak. It could be fish if the dog isn't used to eating fish. It could be anything that comes from the table that your dog is not used to eating, is something called hemorrhagic gastroenteritis. We shorten it to HGE. And usually that's something that is gotten by small breeds. Poodles are the ones that are most likely to get HGE, but Yorkies get it, Maltese, any real small breeds.
Okay.
And what the telltale sign of that, and people usually flip out when they see it, understandably so, is when their dog vomits, when their small dog vomits, it's pure blood.
Okay.
It's pure blood. And obviously that is shocking. With pancreatitis, you will have vomiting and or diarrhea, and a lot of vomiting. Usually the phone call we get is, my dog just vomited like 10 times today. And that's the telltale sign with pancreatitis.
Okay.
For most dogs. Ruger obviously had pancreatitis.
Yep.
He didn't vomit or have diarrhea. I just, am long-term, obviously, vet tech, and I just knew something was wrong with him, so I did some blood work and found out he had pancreatitis. Sometimes you just have to see that something's going wrong with your dog, that something just isn't right, and you take him to the vet and they do blood work. It does take a little bit of special blood work to see that they actually have pancreatitis, because it takes an amylase and a lipase, which is not done in a normal chemistry.
Okay.
But usually a vet will know that at this time of year they have to run an amylase and a lipase.
Gotcha. And I do believe, Pam will confirm this or not, but I do believe that pancreatitis comes from feeding your dog more fatty foods. That's the difference between our food and the dog food that they're going to be eating. So this is the main reason why you don't want to feed them human food, you know what I mean? Because ours contains more fat, and their organs can't process that fat the same way that ours do. So that's exactly which causes their pancreas to be under so much strain, causing them to get pancreatitis. That's correct?
It is correct. And even foods that we don't see as fatty.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They metabolize everything different, absolutely.
Absolutely. And that's, you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly right. HGE can happen to these smaller breeds just because it's food they have usually not had any intake of before. And it basically, what hemorrhagic gastroenteritis is exactly what it's saying. It's an upset stomach that immediately makes their stomach bleed.
Gotcha.
And that's why they're vomiting up red blood.
Gotcha. So it's kind of just giving them a stomach ulcer, basically.
A
Gotcha.
bleeding ulcer, essentially. Okay. Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And I know I've written about this 1,000 times before. Jasper's commented on it before, and we'll just confirm this in video. No bones. No bones of any sort. I don't care if they're raw, cooked, stirred, whatever you do to them. I don't care what kind they are. I don't want an argument. I just don't care. No bones of any sort. Bones of any and all sort, and I will post a video later about this later in the week. Bones of all sorts cause problems. Problems of all sorts, actually. So yeah, no bones.
So there's that.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate them. And people who like to feed raw diets believe that if you cook bones, you're allowed to feed them. And
yeah, bones will still splinter and everything. Can get caught in your
Exactly.
dog's digestive tract mainly, stomach, throat, things like that.
and up in their gums.
Absolutely, like
Yeah.
so you're just risking a whole lot of puncturing activity going on there
Absolutely.
by feeding your dog these things. Obviously, you want your dog to have long health, and plus it just might be a puncture enough that you're not going to notice. It'll get so bad that maybe you won't be able to handle it by the time you realize it.
And the thing that you guys got to realize is, I'm the one at the vet hospital. He's there too. He sees, I send him videos. He comes and visits. He has seen it all with me. So believe us when we tell you.
I have nothing to do with this.
He has everything to do with it. Don't listen to him. Believe us when we tell you we have seen it all.
Anyway, guys, that's the short clip for today. That's our topic, and we'll be bringing you guys more short videos.
Woohoo!
Bye-bye.